One place you don't want to go this summer, jail, unless you're checking out the historical 1859 jail, that is, in Independence. Christine is there for us now, and I understand she's behind bars.
Probably the coolest part of this jail for me is seeing the cells that these inmates were in. So you're taking a look at the upstairs area right now, a place where not everybody gets to go, only really private parties, and of course us. This is so cool. Are you sure you want to come in? I know, it's super creepy, but come on in. It is really creepy. Caitlin's still with us. These are pretty small.
Yep. Yeah. Normally they would have 1 to 2 people in here, but at times where they were really crowded, like during the Civil War, they might have 3 or 4. So you probably weren't super comfortable. As you can see, it's a stone floor. It's limestone, which was actually quarried about a mile down the road. So it's local, and they're about 2 feet thick. It does maintain a fairly consistent temperature, but it does get very hot in the summer and very cold in the winter. They didn't have heating elements, not even a stove up here. So inmates might have had a blanket, but a lot of times they were kind of exposed to a lot of the elements because the windows, there were no glass. So there was nothing keeping that for outside.
You said a lot of inmates actually died because of those elements.
Yes, we have a record of inmates passing from exposure to cold weather or overheating, both of those things. They didn't have as many civil rights as we would consider them today.
I can only imagine that there was some volume of noise that spread from these cells into the house.
Yes, and that's one thing that we will never know. And I would love to find out, to go back in time and see, because that's one thing I can't wrap my mind around. The family lived next to the inmates, essentially.
Some big names
stayed
in this jail.
Yes.
Tell me about them.
So probably one of the couple famous inmates we've had, William Clark Quantrell, of course, famous Confederate guerrilla fighter. He was confined in here right at the beginning of the Civil War, so like 1861 time period. And then probably our most famous inmate was Frank James, Jesse James's older brother, of course. Once Jesse James was killed, Frank didn't want that to happen to him, so he turned himself into the governor of Missouri, and he was actually housed in this jail. He was here for about 6 months, and he was really treated like a celebrity. A lot of people tried to come visit him. They brought him gifts like books and rugs, things to eat. So he was really more of like a mini celebrity while he was awaiting trial here instead of an inmate.
You said that they stayed in here for almost short periods of time because the inmates basically stood trial faster than what they did now.
The judicial system was much quicker back then than it is today. So they were maybe only in here for like a week or a couple days. It was essentially until they could find a judge. So it was a lot quicker than today's.
Guys and girls stayed in these cells, but if you ask me, I think I'm gonna stay out of these cells, so we're gonna move along because we don't want to stay in here, but still pretty cool nonetheless.
I think it's cool.
Yeah, pretty cool.